White Owl, Barn Owl by Nicola Davies. Illustrated by Michael Foreman. One frosty winter day, I helped my grandpa make a big wooden box. "What's it for, Grandpa?" "It's for the barn owls to nest in," he said. We carried the box across the Tasaki field. Barn owls like to nest in old farm buildings or hollow tree trunks. Where there aren't any, they will use a nest box instead. Grandpa put the box high in the old oak tree. "How do you know there are barn owls here?" I asked. "I've seen one sitting on that branch at night," Grandpa said. "Look, it's left something behind." Under the branch was a pile of little sausage-shaped blobs. They looked like dried poop, but Grandpa said they were pellets. Barn owl pellet, real size. Barn owls have favorite perches that they come back to again and again. The owls spit them out, Grandpa said, to get rid of the fur and bones they can't eat. He pulled a pellet apart and showed me the tiny bones and skulls inside. "Will the owl come to our box tonight?" "Maybe," said Grandpa. "Maybe not. Owls are wild birds. You can't be sure what they'll do." Owls swallow their prey whole. That's why they need to spit out the bones and fur. In winter, barn owls have to fly miles every night to hunt enough food, so it's hard to find them then. When the sun went down, we kept a lookout, just in case, but we didn't see anything. "We'll have to be patient," said Grandpa. We were patient lots of times. I thought we'd never see an owl. And then one spring night, just as the sky went pink, a pale face looked out of our box. An owl! A white owl! A barn owl! In spring and summer, owls stay close to their nests. And then Grandpa did a strange thing. He put his hand over his mouth and made a loud, squeaky sound. Right away, the owl took off and flew towards us. "He thinks I'm a vole or mouse in the grass," Grandpa whispered. "He's coming to see if he can catch his dinner." I just held my breath. The owl's whiteness gleamed and its face was like a pearly heart. A barn owl's huge eyes can see when it's too dark for human eyes to work. The heart-shaped ruff around the barn owl's face helps to guide sound to its super sharp ears, which are just holes under the feathers on its head. Under their feathers, owls are slim. Their bones are hollow, which keeps their bodies light and makes flying easy. The owl came closer and closer, then landed in the tree right by our hiding place. It was so light it hardly bent the twig it perched on. I could see the tiny ruff of feathers around its face, like stiff lace. I could see the speckled browns on its back. I could see the shine of its big dark eyes. I could have reached out to touch its velvety softness. And then it raised its wings like an angel and took off. It was so quiet, all I heard was my own heart beating. Owls' wing feathers are especially soft, so owls can move through the air silently and fly up to their prey without being heard. Barn owls catch their prey by pouncing with their long legs and needle-sharp talons. The owl flew back and forth over the field. Then another owl came to join it. "That's it, mate," Grandpa whispered. One owl dropped to the ground and came up again. Look, Grandpa, it's caught something," I said. The owl flew straight to the box and went inside. Hiss, snore, twitter, twitter, hiss, snore. The weirdest noises came from Grandpa's box. They've got a family, Grandpa whispered. That's the baby owls squabbling over their dinner. Barn owls lay up to 6 eggs, which hatch one after another. The first chicks to hatch are the biggest, and the last to hatch are the smallest. I held Grandpa's hand and we walked home as the moon came up. Will the barn owls always nest in our box now, Grandpa? I said. Grandpa smiled. You know, he said, I think they might. Barn owls will come back to the same nest site year after year if it stays safe and there is enough to eat nearby.